Today, we're going to talk about what are your expectations as a parent in homeschooling. Let me begin by telling you some of the reasons as to why I would like to share with you today. First, I believe that children are a gift and a blessing. Yet, sharing space and time can have the potential of feeling very trying at times. But so much of their well-being rests on how we perceive and treat our children, which in turn is going to affect and inform them in their learning. There's a big difference between seeing somebody as a blessing versus seeing them as a burden. Also, another reason as to why I would like to share with you is because I know the benefit of having somebody that has walked a given path come alongside and share with me their story. It can and has really impacted me in my journey. Also, a third reason I would like to share with you is because I am very grateful for my now adult children and the individuals that they have become. I have a lot of respect, yes, for their academic accomplishments. They all graduated from nationally top-ranked universities, but much more than that, I have a lot of respect for their heart and their character. In spite of our mistakes as parents and also through being used by God in a positive way, we can see them being responsible and being generous and being kind-hearted and committed. We can see them being studious and exercising wisdom and perseverance and courage in learning and humility and joy in the midst of all their strengths and weaknesses as humans as they are. And they continue to learn. I do want to give you a very big warning. Homeschooling is not a formula to be a perfect parent or to end up with perfect children. That doesn't exist. Each of our children wrestle and struggle with everyday challenges, like I said, in their own humanity, just as Randy and I do. I do know that many times parents tend to approach their parenting and or their homeschooling thinking that it is a formula that is going to give them perfect results, whatever perfect means to them. Which brings me to my next point. I would like to suggest to you to pause and ask yourself, what are your goals in homeschooling? What is it that you want your homeschooling experience to look like? If you could be intentional and you can see homeschooling as an opportunity, what is it that you want to accomplish? Your answers to these questions are going to dictate a lot of your choices in regards to how you want to go about your homeschooling experience. I know I shared with you in my first video about my two main goals when I chose to homeschool, one being I wanted to teach my children how to learn, and the second one being that I wanted to teach my children to love to learn. And pausing to ask yourself those questions is a critical part of the process. So I really encourage you to take the time to do that for yourself. Another point I would like to address is something that you might already feel concerned about, and that is the fact that most likely you are not going to know all the subjects at all levels, and that's okay. Just be curious about the different topics that you need to cover and let your children watch you learn about them. Let your children enjoy learning about them. And you will learn all over again about very many different topics that you either had forgotten or you thought you knew. There is a big benefit on modeling to your children what that looks like. Also, be realistic and try to assess objectively not only where you are in your understanding and knowledge of a given thing, but also where your children are in their development. if you can list your expectations and be aware of them, it is very different to think of a 5-year-old as somebody that should be able to make dinner for the family every day of the week, which most likely they are not there yet, um, versus setting the table, which is something that most likely they can do and can be encouraged to do. Or are they capable and are they at a point where they can learn about addition and subtraction, but most likely they are not ready to learn polynomials. If you think about a 14-year-old, chances are that they are ready to tackle preparing dinner for the family once a week. Chances are that they are ready to learn about polynomials and rational expressions. And if for some reason either your 5-year-old is not ready to set the table and learn about addition and subtraction, or your 14-year-old is not ready to cook a dinner for the family or learn about polynomials, that is okay. Be aware that that's where they are at and teach them to get there. It takes time. It is not instant. Just like anything else in life, it takes time to get to where you want to go. I look forward to talking more about tips and tools on homeschooling on videos ahead.